The path towards a national championship has been set for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We know their playoff destiny. We know it's Indiana in the first round, and we know the path that they need to take in order to make a deep playoff run. As is the case with every team in the bracket this year, there is a fatal flaw that could prevent a deep playoff run. Let's talk about the question that still needs to be answered for the Fighting Irish. Ryan Roberts with A to Z Sports, breaking down everything you need to know Notre Dame football as we gear up for the first ever 12-team college football playoff. Want to talk about a potential negative to Notre Dame, the format of their team currently that could prevent a deep playoff run. On Monday at A to Z Sports, I released an article talking about the fatal flaw, quote unquote, of each playoff team this year and a talking point of what could potentially hold them back and prevent a deep playoff run or potentially a national championship. So basically the weakness, the major weakness in a roster and what could potentially hold each team back. If you want to go check out, that will be in the description of this video. Some of the highlighted were Oregon run defense. Some of it is Carson Beck and his health for the Georgia Bulldogs, Quinn Ewers and his volatile play for the Texas Longhorns, and obviously covering the rest of the 12 teams in the bracket. For Notre Dame, one thing that we've talked about in the past, and I just kind of want to talk about it here because this is one of the unsettling things about the Fighting Irish team as far as the defense this year, and I'm interested to see how defensive coordinator Al Golden, almost called him head coach Al Golden, defensive coordinator Al Golden, how he kind of supplements some of the question mark here, and that's about the outside pass rush. Notre Dame has one of the best interior duos in all of college football with Howard Cross potentially coming back for the playoffs now. You have Howard Cross, you have Riley Mills. The duo has combined for 13 tackles for loss and 10 sacks this year, and that is despite Howard Cross missing 3 football games. They get great interior pressure. You could also throw Donovan Heinisch, who has 3+ sacks, into this conversation as well. So the interior has been really good at getting home pressures. I think that duo is also combined for another 16 quarterback pressures on the year as well. So Notre Dame can heat up a quarterback on the interior of a defense, but the outside pass rush has been one that has just kind of been a little bit underwhelming and unsettling for Notre Dame fans. Because I think when you look at that USC game, a lot of people are going to talk about Christian Gray. A lot of people are going to talk about the pass defense, giving up 360 yards to Jaden Maiava. But I think the part that we didn't talk about enough was a lot of the reason that there were so many clean pockets and the ability to get the ball out on time is that there just wasn't a tremendous pass rush consistently. A lot of the success on that day was a player like Jack Kaiser on delayed blitzes or just different blitz looks in general off of the second level. So with Jordan Matelho, Boubacar Traore both out for the year, I really think that we haven't quite seen the outside pass rush consistently. We've seen flashes from Bryce Young, Joshua Burnham, from guys like Junior Tuihalamaka, but it hasn't been consistency. And I think that the big loss that we've seen over the last couple weeks is also Kingston Viliamu-Asa being out with his injury. Now, we'll see when he comes back, because I think Kingston could be a player especially that is instrumental for a deep playoff run, because they need to find guys that can win off the edge. Is that Bryce Young taking a step forward? Is it Junior Tuihalamaka, Joshua Burnham becoming more consistent? Do you rush Jalen Sneed more off in obvious passing situations? I don't know what the recipe is, but that is one spot that I do think this Notre Dame team needs to find answers for over the next 2 weeks to get ready for that Indiana game and a deep playoff run, because you are going to be facing guys like Curtis Rourke, like Carson Beck, depending on the injury for Georgia, like the quarterback of either Kevin Jennings for SMU or Drew Allar from Penn State. When you are able to heat up a good quarterback, they tend to make some bad decisions. So getting that outside pass rush ready is huge for Notre Dame going down the stretch, and we'll hope for a deep playoff run. Folks, you know the drill. I'll be there in South Bend for the first ever college football playoff game in South Bend, Indiana. Make sure to say hello, and as always, go Irish.